Hoyoverse needs to slow down. Of what? What do they need to slow down? Like releasing games? I mean, they are having a lot of releases, I guess. But what else? Taking L's? I guess that's definitely something they need to slow down on. But yeah, I don't know why he looks like he's fresh out of jail. The tattoos, the stare, the tank, especially the white tank top. Like bro looks fresh out. Okay, Bran looks fresh as fuck. So let's
This is
I'm
gonna be
I'm curious as to what they need to slow down on. So let's see if we can agree or disagree slash and what we can add to this. Let's do it.
this is gonna be a bit of a different type of video. I kind of want to just talk to you guys
Talk. He's not talking. He's talking. There's a difference.
about something that I've kind of noticed over the past few years, actually. So
Okay.
I started Genshin Impact back in like 20,
Okay, so it's not the new games.
2022-ish. And since then, they've actually released quite a few more games. They released Honkai Star Rail, they released Zenless Zone Zero. They're currently in the process of releasing the new Honkai Anima Nexus, or
Yes,
Nexus
sir.
Anima, I think it's called. And it made me kind of think about something through definitely a critical lens. But the reason Genshin Impact became a thing was because Hoyoverse obviously made numerous games before that too and tried out different things. And they're kind of sticking with that pattern. Hoyoverse first came out with like Fly Me to the Moon and then like Gungal Z, I think it was, a bunch of other
And then
games.
Honkai Impact, which hit.
Honkai Impact 3rd was one of
Yeah.
the biggest before Genshin that they
Absolutely.
came out with and released, right? And it was great for a long time.
Yep.
But they even have games like Tears of Themis, which is like I think they call it like an otome game, kind of like a Love and Deep Space-esque thing, I think.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong there.
Yeah, true. It's just that it sucks. I don't think they're supporting that game as much anymore, if not at all. But yeah, they do have a Love and Deep Space. It's just they should go the Snowbreak route because Love and Deep Space is literally that game, which is the Snowbreak route. It feels like.
And it made me think, dude, like, all of these games are great in their own regard, right?
Yeah.
However, I feel like in recent years, Hoyo were kind of just pumping out games that
Oh yeah, that's because they are. They're slopping it up. Of course.
it's Genshin Impact was there was a decent amount of time between that and Honkai Star Rail, I feel like, but then Honkai Star Rail comes out, and then within like a year or two, it's Zenless Zone Zero, and then within a year or two, it's this new Honkai Nexus Anima.
Yeah, they have a schedule of a year to two. It's just that I feel like there's too much. Like if you're playing all of them, it feels pretty fast. This is why I think this is happening because there's so much going on. I think that's maybe what's going on and why he's saying this.
I'm kind of sat here and I'm looking at all of these games and the communities around these games, and there's always going to be people that love everything about a game and hate everything about a game. But
Of course.
even the kind of middle ground people, I like to consider myself one of those. I like
Yep,
and
me
love
too,
a lot
man.
of things about Genshin and dislike a lot of things, and same with Honkai Star Rail and even ZZZ. I can give credit where credit's due and say it's probably one of Hoyo's best creations in recent time. It's just not a game for me. And it made me look at things through definitely a critical lens, and I'm sat here looking at these games and thinking, why not focus on making these games better and better before trying to get a piece of every pie and making a game that fits every niche, you know?
Well, it's because they have to expand, and that's kind of what companies do. Because it's not, you got to realize that once they establish something, they are content with the bare minimum. That's a check. Like, why are they going to keep making efforts somewhere that's now conquered? They already conquered that place. Time to expand. It's like what they did with the Roblox stuff. The Roblox stuff, they've seen the drama going on with Roblox. They've seen that Roblox now is gonna get sued. There's so many, it's bleeding out players. They made the new perma event in Genshin Impact. That's the bucket, and they're willing to cash that blood for themselves. Like those players need to go somewhere. It's a bunch of children. What else is better than taking it to Genshin Impact, a children's game? That's just smart. Like it's just smart. Like you can hate on Genshin. Like why instead of just making this new event, why not give us a skip button, for example? We don't care. No, Corpel wise, if I'm Hoyoverse, I would do the same shit they did. It's just smart. It's just smart. Let's call it for what it is. They are a company first. They are Corpa first. If I'm not gonna fault a prostitute for sucking dick, okay? I'm not gonna fault a dog for barking. If they behave in their own nature and they behave for their own interest, it is what it is. It is what it is.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it was a few years ago, there was a whole discussion about, I think Hoyo made like a game plan of games that they plan to release, and there was even like first-person shooters on there.
Don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean we have to like it. I'm just saying it is what it is.
stuff. And it feels like what they're trying to do as a company is create a game in every gaming niche.
Yeah,
Right?
they
So
already said that. I don't think it's you feel. No, they openly said that. If I remember, they have openly said we want to make a game in every possible niche. And Zenless Zone Zero was supposed to be TV type games, which it didn't work.
we've got the open world RPG, we've got the turn based, we've got the stage based. We actually have
Yep.
two of those now with Honkai Impact and ZZZ. We've got the Otome game. And now we're getting
Well, the reason why we have two of those because they tried the TVs and it didn't work, so they had to adapt somehow. That's why.
a creature taming TFT based kind of combat game.
Yes, sir.
And there's a lot of times where the previous entries like Genshin Impact really suffer in quality, where I feel like with the right resources and the right development behind it, it really could excel and be so much better. And now,
Oh, don't forget that the Hoyoverse formula is always make the new title have the changes players want in the previous title. That's what they do. That's something to keep in mind.
listen, I'm not a game developer. I don't work on video games. I don't know the resources, the manpower, everything like that
Yep.
that it takes. But I can't help but think in my own head, instead of sectioning off this whole like group of employees, these developers, these production team to a brand new game, if it's taken away from other games or not, would it not just be better to invest more into the current games to improve them even more?
That's the player mentality. I'm with him 100%. Yes, we would love that if this is to be the case, but the fact of the matter is that's not how Corpa operates. That's it. That's it. They don't have to. They don't have to. Corpa reacts typically when they have to do something. They don't want to do that thing. They don't have to do that thing. So they're not going to do it. So they have an established player base. The piggies are happy. The piggies are eating. Dirt is thrown at them. Everybody's happy. They're winning. The player base for them, we are no longer the target demographic. We're now the target demographic of something like Wuthering Waves. But even Wuthering Waves, if you start to notice that as soon as they started picking up momentum, they started behaving differently than what they once did. The reason is simple. It's because now they can get away with things and they don't have to do certain things. That's the way Corpa works. Even like never, ever forget what you're dealing with. Never. Companies are not your friends. They're here for their own benefit. If you can find benefit with them, great. Typically, if as soon as they reach a certain echelon in terms of popularity and stuff like that, games typically go downhill. The reason why is simple. Developers will try to get as lazy as possible and absorb as much as possible because that's a good, perfect business model. Imagine spending less in production and getting more in revenue. That's like the dream thing for any corporation ever. That's what they attempt to do. That's what they will always try to do. Look at Ubisoft. There's so many examples. I can go on for days. But this is how it works. And that's why. That they're not going to do shit for us. Unfortunately, this sucks. We're not saying we like this. We're saying I expect this from them. This is their nature. This is what they do. Again, the good example.
Because don't get me wrong, and listen, even when Genshin and Honkai Star Rail, maybe even ZZZ, I haven't looked into it, are on like a dry streak, they make millions a month, dude. These
Precisely.
are uber successful video games, even
Yes, sir.
at their driest patches. No matter if you love or hate it, I think it's fair to admit they're incredibly successful. And maybe that's one reason why they maybe don't feel the need to like continuously improve a level that satisfies a like vast majority, at least of the online community. I'm fully aware that the overarching player base, the majority of those people are not even online. They're not chronically online. They're not all over Twitter complaining. They're not all over YouTube comments glazing. They're not doing any of that. They're just sat.
Yep, they're just out there doing their thing. They're waiting for the buzz. This is your classic Genshin player. Oh shit! I finished school. I gotta go back home. I'm waiting for the bus. What do I do? It's gonna be quite a long ride back home. Oh, I know. Let me play my free-to-play game. That's it.
They're playing games on their mobile phone on the way to school or on the way to work. They play for maybe 30 minutes to an hour a day. It's not like the huge target demographic. That's not me. It's not you, right? But I really would think that improving the existing games would be at the forefront of their minds.
It is. They are improving. It's just lackluster improvement, and that's what they do. Because, oh my God, how is Genshin Impact going to make money now? Oh, you're doing all this. How are we actually going to make money? Fuck. Oh, well, Genshin is not trying to make money, you know. Yeah, bro. Man.
It's more of a personal frustration, I think, especially
Oh, it
lately
is.
when I've seen so many good things in these games. Like even the Honkai Star Rail story looks absolutely incredible. It's just still held back by the length, and not just the length, but the amount of like unnecessary information in the quest and the amount.
The bloat is what he's saying. The one word can sum it up is the bloat. However, game's quality of life could be like, what's the cap? Exactly. It's like signing a contract. You need a lawyer to be reading that. That's creators are literally the lawyers. We're telling you, hey, this is what they're really trying to do. Right? Don't look at face values. Be careful. Like, be careful. This is not as good as it looks. There's a catch to it. That's why we're here.
Of unnecessary length that is added, right? Same with Genshin Impact. The story is absolutely insane, but it's held back by the lack of
Bloat.
good story presentation or storytelling.
Lack of a skip button. Honkai Star Rail was literally saved for me because of the skip button. I just could consume the story at my own pace and how I like it. I said, just add a skip button. Like, stop. Like, just give us the skip button.
Zero, I feel like, honestly, dude, I don't know why that game isn't doing absolutely insane. The combat looks great. The character expressions are fantastic. The story looks like good if you enjoy that kind of thing.
It's simple. It's they lost us day one. First impressions last. Like for me, I really tried giving it a shot. I really did. I have Miyabi, Astrial. Like I really tried. I just they just lost me day one. Like because it's very important. Like that first impression lasts a long time. And ZZZ just couldn't get me back, even though like I really tried. And I was bored as fuck. Like I was bored and I was just looking for a game and just ZZZ couldn't do it.
Literally for me, the only thing that stops me from playing it is there's too many other gacha games to play, and the fact that it's like stage based.
I love how he pointed that out. There's too many gachas to play nowadays. I think, for me personally, players are more picky in what gacha to play. I know I am. I'm very picky. Oh, if you want me to play your gacha, you gotta bring your A game. You really gotta win me over. I'm like the hot chick, is how I see myself in gacha. I'm literally the hot girl. I'm the 10 out of 10 girl. You guys can fight for me. So when you really sit down and think about why ZZ doesn't work, he makes a great point here in the sense of if ZZZ is not working, it must have something to do with what the hell's going on outside of just Hoyoverse. And the truth is, there's Wuwa, there's new titles coming. Gacha games do something called sunk cost fallacy, where when I quit it, I feel like I wasted my time. And a lot of players would prefer not even playing rather than playing and then dropping it eventually. And that's something I noticed even for myself, because like I could play these games technically. I could spend time in them and just entertain myself through them. But I don't feel like doing that because I know that these things create a lot of sunk cost fallacy. I'd prefer watching a YouTube video or hang out in someone's chat rather than be playing multiple gachas that I know for a fact I will drop. Like I said, you can enjoy the ride, but the direction have to be there. Like I know I'm enjoying the ride and that the destination and the direction the ride is going is good too. That's very important. If that's not the case, a lot of players will be deterred from keep enjoying the game, especially the live service game, like where it requires you to really be active.
Instead of like totally open world, I just don't vibe with that as a mainly a combat feature more than anything.
Games are the hosts and we are the customers. I couldn't have said it better myself, because they claim to love you, but they're after your money. Hey, look, I call it as is. Like they're the same thing. It's the same formula.
But yeah, I'd love to get your guys' opinion on this, dude. I don't know.
Oh, you are.
I think the user-generated content mode in Genshin might actually leave up a little bit of dev time and dev room to be able to work on the existing things in the game while the community is basically keeping each other entertained. But yeah, I don't know how this Honkai Nexus anime is going to do. I'm going to give it a try because I've never really played TFT or any auto chess style game or anything like that.
Me too.
So this will be kind of my first introduction to it. Or should I like play TFT first? What do y'all think?
Personally, not playing it at all. I'm not going to touch it. That's the most likely scenario. The combat seems weird to me. Also, the animations and stuff. I'm not the target demographic. Look, I know when I'm not the target demographic, I'm just not. I might do it for the sake of first day impressions and like do what CCing should do. Like I could give it a shot. Everybody's playing it. I'll be like, like when you see your boys, when your boys are all playing some shit, even though you don't want to, you kind of play it because all your boys are playing it. They're all talking about it. You want to know what the fuck is going on. That's why I might play it. But if it's just up to personal preference, I probably won't. But let's see what happens.
I genuinely have no idea. I don't know how they work. My only experience is through other, like the Genshin event that was kind of TFT-esque. I really have no
There it
idea.
is.
But yeah, I just feel like they need to slow down a little. Is my point. These patches are already like once every 6 weeks for each game, right? And I totally understand it's different development teams, but I feel like creating a new development team for a new game is definitely going to be taking away time from the company itself and funds from the company itself that could be implemented.
That's because that's it. Everything is already established. They don't have to improve anything or do better. They don't have to do that.
Into the existing games that are already doing incredibly good. And I just don't think this Honkai Nexus, Anime Nexus, whatever it is going to appeal to that wide of an audience. I could be entirely wrong, and I would be happy to be proven wrong, but same with ZZZ, dude. As soon as it released, I was like, this looks really cool, but I don't see it like stacking up to HSR or Genshin. I don't see it being the big three, the top three, right? Which is currently Genshin, Star Rail, and Wuwa, which isn't even a Hoyo game. But yeah, it's a confusing time, dude. I feel like they need to slow down, start honing in on.
It's nothing confusing. I would say things are playing out precisely as they should be playing out because of their very own nature and because of what they are. Because of what they're. Oh yeah, things are playing. This is very normal, Bran. This is very normal.
Specific things, and one of my biggest things with Hoyoverse is communication with the community, with content creators, with everything. Right?
Yep.
I feel like, just to pick two examples here, the skip button in Genshin Impact. If there is a reason why it's not added yet or at all, I would love to just know it, right?
No, it's as simple as you. It's a you. It's look what Genshin does because of their lack of communication. They really remind me of Konami and Yu-Gi-Oh. They love to dangle something in your face and for you to keep waiting for it. And that way, like you keep being involved in the game. Like, when is it gonna be there? When am I finally gonna get the high of me getting what I want? It's a thing. It's truly a thing. I know it sounds weird, but it really is a thing. They're just dangling that. I know they're dangling that. You want to know when they're going to add a skip button? Probably after Sneznaya. False hope. The problem is it's not false hope. It's you will get it. Like, we will get a skip button. It's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. Look at the rest of their titles. There is some form of skipping. There is. They always half-ass it, kind of like HSR. Like, you have a skip button, but it's only for the recent story. You can't skip the first stories, right? If you're just starting the game now, you can't skip the first parts, which fucking sucks. This is the classic Hoyoverse. Half-assing. Like, you get something. When you finally get something, they just meet you in the middle. There's always, like, some form of pull on their side. Like, we're not giving you everything you want, so that you always keep craving more. So like you feel like you got your way, but not completely. So now you want your way all the way. So it's they keep playing. They keep doing these mental gymnastics to always keep you just pulling the fucking hook that's on you. That's what they do. Unfortunately, it works. Unfortunately, it fucking works. The only way to beat it is simple. You do what I do. You just do something good. You log in. If not, you just don't give a fuck. You just don't give a fuck. Because the reality is, we now know what they are. It's like, again, I can't fault a dog for barking. I can't fault a dog for taking a shit randomly in the street. I can't fault him. Like, I can't. Yes, the dog could be better disciplined, but the fact is, it's still a freaking dog. That's typically what you'd expect. It is what it is.
I'd love for the devs to come out and say, look, listen, we've seen the feedback. We listened to it. We know you want this. The reason
That's not Kuro, man. That's the wrong company, man.
it's not here yet is because, I don't know, we got to go through every single thing in the game previously to implement it, and that takes time, or we just don't want to add it. That would be good, because then we'd know, and a lot of the drama would stop. It'd stop being questioned.
No, you gotta have that hope, man. You gotta have that hope. You never know what they're gonna make. You never know what changes they're gonna do. Surprise, right? Also, that unknown creates a lot of speculation, and speculation creates community dynamics, and it's good. All in all, it's good for the sphere of the game.
Same with Honkai Star Rail. The reason we don't want to like reduce the story by this much is because we feel like this is important, or it's part of the integral story experience, or something along those lines. I feel like communication, especially on the Genshin side, is severely lacking, and it's a really big shame, since it is technically, I'm pretty sure, still Hoyoverse's biggest game revenue.
It is.
Maybe Honkai Star Rail's better some months, actually, I think.
Yes,
but, yeah,
indeed.
Let me know what y'all think. I kind of just wanted to sit down and yap at y'all today. These kind of videos are few and far between, I feel like, especially about topics like this. Usually
they're pretty good.
Happened, but realistically now, nothing's happened, dude. I just wanted to sit down.
Oh yeah, there's a gacha drought. Absolutely. The gacha drought right now is a thing.
Chat to y'all.
Groudon must be somewhere in the map. You know Groudon is hiding somewhere, throwing that drought.
About it. get your input on it as well. See what you'll think. But yeah, man, I'd love to see these games improve. And
Me
I
too,
guess if
man.
they ever do
But
release a battle royale or an MMO, or the list of possibilities is fucking endless, brother. It is endless. We'll keep our eye out for future releases if they're not going to slow down, I guess.
well, there it is. There it is. I think he just lacked a certain angle on how things truly work. I feel like Bran is naive. You know, he didn't know. But yeah, it's a simple explanation. It's not a big deal. It's not that hard. What I always keep encouraging with my channel and what my message is to players is always understand what you're dealing with. Always know what you're dealing with. Always recognize what you're putting your time and effort into and navigate accordingly. Navigation and proper navigation is the way of life, really. Like you want to navigate things in your life properly. If you do it wrong, you might crash and burn somewhere, and you don't want to do that. You're going to have a bad time. All in all, it would be a perfect utopic way to look at it in the lens of they will listen and they will do things for us. But the truth is, I don't see that happening because, to be honest with you, it kind of goes against their very own nature. They will always do 30% of what needs to be done so that they always create like some form of speculation of what's to come next. And they always keep the hopium of more and more every update. Because if they were to just give us everything now, well, what are players going to look forward to? It's like a classic mental gymnastic that they do of us wanting instant gratification and them understanding that if we were to get that, we would be less interested in patch notes and patch updates as they come to the game. It is what it is. It is what it is. It sucks, but that's kind of the tug of war we're having with all live service developers, basically. I mean, just look at Woo as well. Like Woo's ecosystem sucks, and they didn't address that really because they gotta keep some form of problem in your face so that you can always hope that every time they go live and present you some stuff, you'd be like, please tell me that's gonna be a thing. It's just what it is. Because I know if they were to give me the echo stuff, chances are there's nothing more I can really complain about. And I'm like, I don't care about their live streams anymore, to be honest. Okay, I seen the drip marketing. That's it. I know when the character is gonna come. I don't care anymore. Like I don't care as much about what the devs are doing about the game as much as I used to. And that's something that players kind of have to admit to themselves as well, so that they can also understand why developers behave a certain way. Because our behavior creates a response behavior by the developers. We got to acknowledge what we are and what we do and the behavior we exhibit to them, and that a behavior that they are now adapting accordingly to. Something to keep in mind. So, yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Be seeing you.